What's up, guys? Brendan from Market Makers. What did we witness yesterday? Is this the market reversal? Did Amazon send us to the moon? Did the When Lambo boys finally buy their Lamborghinis? That's the question we need to look at. Or are we crashing? That's the other question what we need to look at, right? Let's look at what the data shows. Guys, I don't prep this before I come on. I give you my takes on it live. That's how I like to do it. Okay, so I'm not screening anything. So just bear with me when I look at things because I'm giving you my take on it with my 20 years experience of trading and what I see in the market. Okay, I like to be dead honest with you, good news or bad. So yesterday, Amazon news came out reliably, predictably. All the news outlets said, "Oh, massive Bitcoin surge on Amazon news." Could it be because of that? Yeah, it could. It could. I mean, look, before we had the pump yesterday, I said this looks like it's going to be a swing pattern failure, right? I said this looks like it's going to be a swing pattern failure just like we had here at 41K. That was before the pump. Little did I know on my 2 hour drive home, we would get the exact same pump, a 6,000 point pump versus a 6,200 point pump, the exact same pump, literally a swing pattern failure. In my opinion, it's a pattern that's going to break down and we're going to go back down lower again. The whales pumped this, okay? You have to understand they pumped this, what were we at, 33, roughly 33, 34. They pumped this up to 40K in like 20 to 25 minutes, okay? But that's retail, right? That's organic buying. It's not, guys. Look, the market makers, like our name, can make this market do whatever they want it to do. Okay, so what our job is with TA, because this is such a heavily manipulated market, right? It's a double-edged sword. Like I've always said, the market is not regulated. We have over-regulation in my country, but this market is not regulated, and you have half the Bitcoin owned by hedge funds and whales. What are whales? Large investors. They can do whatever they want with the price, right? So what you have to do is analyze it, try to make sense of it, and figure out what the next move is. When I see this pump, like I said, over here on the left, 6,200 points, we dumped 12,000 points from it, right? I'm taking the average between the peak and the first candle in the trend. Roughly 12,000 points, basically a 2 to 1. We pumped 6,000, dumped 12,000. What did we have here? We pumped 6,000, we don't have a dump yet, right? We don't have a dump. Where could they pump this to? These are some questions that we need to look at. Well, the last pump got up to 41. The last 6,000 point pump got up to 41.4. When you look at the volume, right? I'm pulling the whole trend since May 12th. So this is what, 2 months, over 2 months of volume, okay? This is the downtrend. Let me pull in the whole trend here so you can have the whole thing in our triangle. Look at your volume step off. Guys, if you want to understand trading, if you want to be a successful trader, you have to understand volume, okay? I've been doing this for 20 years. If you don't understand volume, you're going to struggle and you're always going to be chasing the price, right? Typically, when you have more volume in a market and then you have a combination of possibly good news, whether it's bullshit or whether it's real, you're going to have a price spike, right? When you have lower volume, you see selling. But the difference in crypto is you can have low volume and have heavy price manipulation because of the mere fact that it's low volume. You have to understand the vast majority of people long the market in crypto. Think about your friends, think about your family, think about possibly yourself, right? Are you shorting the market? Are you trading in futures? If you're not, you're probably owning assets, you're owning coins, and you want them to appreciate in value. So the easiest thing to do is liquidate shorts and trap that liquidity. That's the easiest move to make because the majority of the market's in long positions. You can make these moves, okay? They made this move. Where are they going to pump it to? We got the 40K, we got the 41K in the last 6,000 point pump. Well, Andrew on our Discord does some great TA. He says that they're going to pump this some more. Why would they pump it just to 40? On the daily, they could be going after the 200. There's a lot of different scenarios that could play out, right? I predicted this pattern failure before the needle would look like this a week from now. I'm standing by that prediction. And literally, when I said that, I didn't know it would identically look like it. Identically, within 1,000 points. Okay, who else did that on YouTube? This pumped to 41K. This got to 40K. We could go up some more, right? They can send the price up if they want to send it up. The difference is, are we going to have the volume? Let's pull in all the volume. You're going to have to pull in all the volume going back to the bull run to really see if what kind of volume it's going to take to pump this thing up, right? Let me change the chart here. Let's go to 4 hour, be a little bit quicker. So here you go. Bull run. This is the bull run over here, right? This is your parabolic ascension. Even with the bull run price in here, the bull run price history, look what's happening over here on your volume. Okay, this is what you have to understand. There has to be new buyers in the market, or the whales got to really open those wallets and spend some serious cash to climb us up. Okay, because look at this. Look at the volume. This is the whole history of Bitcoin during this bull market. All right. So you have to look at what you're looking at here. You have severe resistance over here at the 41K. You have a lot of resistance levels still above you. We'll look at it a couple different ways with the Gann fan and some other ways. But if you look at just the volume, guys, understand the volume. Extremely low volume. So what does that mean? Once again, you can pump the price in low volume, but can you hold it? Can you consolidate it? You know why it's consolidating on 38.1 right now? Because look at the volume, guys. It's not a coincidence. There's volume there to consolidate it because you have the top of this chop here and you have the chop over here. This you have nothing. This you have nothing. That's why there's no volume here, okay? So yes, they can pump it up to this level. They can get it to 45. They can get it to 46. Can they hold it there? To hold it there, they have to incite enough FOMO, enough retail to buy in. There has to be people returning to the market, and then institutions themselves have to dump a lot of money. So that's a big gamble. Is that a likely gamble? It's a possibility. I don't think it's a likely gamble. Okay, I think it is likely that we try to get up on this 41. Again, psychological factors are at play in the market. When you're manipulating markets, guys, when you're manipulating markets, you need to have the psychological factor on your side. What is that psychological factor? You're going to have all the bull maxis on YouTube, right? You guys all know the names. They're all going to say, if we beat 41.4, look back on those videos from June 13th. You want to talk about what psychology is in marketplace? Look back at the YouTube videos on June 13th to June 16th. Everybody and their mom was saying Bitcoin's going to melt faces. Bitcoin from 40, once we get to 43, guys, we're going straight to 50. I don't see any resistance. Go look at some of the big YouTubers with over 100K subscribers. Most of you guys that follow me are following me because you know they all say the same thing, right? They all literally say the same thing. I don't know if one guy says it and then they all pick up on it. Whatever happens, happens, but they all say the same thing. And right here, at that point in the market, Bitcoin was going to melt faces, and Bitcoin did melt faces, but in reverse. It wrecked everybody in long positions. All their followers that were holding coins here got wrecked again on a 12,000 point dump, okay? 6,000 point pump. Oh my goodness, look at Bitcoin. It's taken off to the moon. 12,000 point dump. You just had a 6,000 point pump. That dump is coming. I think that dump is coming because it makes sense, because you have no volume. You can pump it. You can try to incite FOMO, but I know from personal experience, and some of you guys may as well, and I know from our room, that people have left crypto during this massive bear cycle that we've been in for 3 months, right? People got wrecked. People saw their altcoins decrease in value by 85%. They saw Bitcoin lose 55% of its value. All the while, the big YouTubers saying, don't worry, it's all cheeky and it's a bull market while you lost 85% of your altcoin value, okay? So a lot of those people left. So that has to return if you're going to sustain the price up here, okay? You got to get through all of this. If they want to pump this to about 47, they could. Like I said, they have to pump this above 47K to get any type of volume, which is basically these clusters of candles here, right? You see these clusters? They'd have to pump this to above 47K, and we're sitting at 38. That's a massive pump. That's a massive gamble to try to reverse the market. The first step would be this 41 right here. If they can pump it there, switch YouTube, switch Joe Sixpack on their side and say, oh my gosh, look at this. I told you guys, bull market never ended. Doesn't matter that your engine coin went to 76 cents. Doesn't matter that your XRP went down to like 40 cents from a $1.85 earlier a couple months ago. None of that matters because you still have it. Sure, you missed out on the opportunity to quadruple your profile or quadruple your holdings in XRP or engine coin or things like that. You missed that opportunity, but you're still in the second part of the bull run, right? So that if they can get that psychological battle on their side, there will be a lot of people, unfortunately, that buy in. The key is it sustainable? My whole theory for the guys that have been watching this channel since day one, the guys that came over to the Discord since day one, My whole take on it from trading in other markets, when you have a stock market crash, right? You got to compare. I know crypto's different, guys. Just bear with me. When you have a stock market crash, the stock market has to hit a bottom, and then you get extreme growth. If you turn on any of the business shows, people say this is the ultimate buying opportunity. When are you going to buy Amazon at this price again? When are you going to buy Bitcoin? When are you going to buy Google at this price again? When are you going to buy Apple at this price again? Right? You get that over and over again on the media. You get it in the news. And these are smart multimillionaires, sometimes billionaire businessmen, hedge fund owners. And they're telling the average person that, and people are like, oh, yeah, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, we had a stock market crash, 25%, whatever, but this is the best time to buy. And that's what needs to happen in crypto. Do you really think crypto at 38K is the best time to buy? You got to expand your memory. Do you remember May? May was only 2 months ago, guys. Every single week in May, we crashed from the high 40s. I mean, you can see it here in the chart. You crashed from the high 40s. You crashed from the high 30s, low 40s, down to 30, into the high 20s, almost every single week. So where are you now? You're at that high range. You're at the high range in the chop in a bear cycle. This would be literally, in my opinion, the worst time to buy. The worst time to buy. So when everybody's telling you this is a great entrance point, based on what? Because based on recent history, you got wrecked if you bought here. You're buying at the top in this chop. Okay. And again, they can jack the price up some more, and you're going to say, wow, I missed out. I missed out. I could have had some of these coins at a lot lower price, but can they hold it? That's the unknown question, guys. That's literally the $1 million question that you got to ask yourself is, if they pump it to 47K, is it going to hold? Look at the range. They tried this move June 13th. That was, honestly, guys, that was literally a month ago. I hate saying literally over and over again. I sound like my daughter. That was literally a month ago. They did this exact same move. Identical move. 6,000 point pump. YouTube flipped. Everybody's super bullish, and then 12,000 point dump. You could be walking into the biggest bull trap in Bitcoin history right now. So ask yourself, is that worth it? Is that worth it to buy your coins right now? Or is it worth it to wait and see if price consolidates at this 38.1, doesn't make shapes, and starts building up volume? You got to get volume up there and starts legging up organically, not making shapes. Is that worth it to you? Or do you want to take a huge gamble, put your portfolio in here right now because a couple of guys on YouTube are telling you that this is the best ultimate time to buy and you're going to 200K Bitcoin? Look, I told you last night, let's zoom in on the price. If anything I'm doing here, I'm shorting the market. I want to see candles print, and you're probably already printing bearish patterns. I haven't looked. It is US time here on the East Coast. I do have a regular job at the investment bank that I try to do while I'm also doing my crypto and investing on my own. Let's look at this real quick. So, I mean, shock and surprise. You're printing a double top on the 1 hour. Okay. So this is when I talked about why you print these shapes. When I say printing, I'm just talking about the candles forming. Okay. Why do you print these shapes? Because of volume. Again, 90%, that's not, let's use the Pareto principle. 80% of trading is volume. If you know the volume at certain levels of trading, you can make scalps, you can make moves, you can predict big moves, right? I predicted this swing pattern failure looking at the pattern based on the previous swing pattern failure. Did not know it would end up identically like that. My video, look at it from yesterday, came out 5 hours before that pump. 5 hours before that pump, I said, this a week from now is going to look like this. And you guys might think I'm crazy. And you had a 6,000 point pump versus a 6,200 point pump. Guys, near identical. Nobody else on YouTube did that. There are some guys, by the way, and props to them, like Crypto Savvy. He uses Elliott Wave Theory, which I don't use. I use pattern trading. But he uses Elliott Wave Theory. He had that pump. I don't know if he might have had it at 42 or 40. I don't know what he had it, but I saw the pictures of it, the screenshots. He had that pump, and you know what he shows after the pump? A massive dump. Okay, two different theories on how to trade the market, and you get relatively the same result, right? That's why you got to be careful who you follow, because there's other guys that show Elliott Wave Theory and they say bull market 24/7 and say 200K Bitcoin. They don't show that dump. Right? So just be very, very careful who you follow and always get other opinions, opposite opinions. I look for opposite opinions all the time. Some of the guys I follow disagree with me probably 80% of the time. You learn something from everybody, right? But then you got to use your own brain and figure out patterns and figure out trends and understand why it makes sense to you and why something doesn't make sense to you. So you're here at 38.1, you're printing a double top. This is not a massive double top, this is on the 1 hour time frame. But let's look at some price predictions here. If this breaks, again, you need it to break, right? It's not good enough just to print a double top. Why are you printing? Because if you look at the volume, you have your spike, the volume peters off, so you make a tip and you fall back down to your support, the point of confluence, point of control for volume here. You get your spike again. You come back down, you fall to your point of control, point of confluence. This is why I kept saying, in order to have a real bull market, you can't keep making shapes along the way. Watch a couple of videos ago, I literally highlighted the multitude of shapes we've made in this bear market because the whales pump it, then they dump it, or retail doesn't come along and it price dumps and you make shapes. That's all you keep doing, guys. This is the market since May 12th. The market is this. The market's pump. Oh, nobody bought in. Pump it again. Oh, nobody bought in. Double top. The market's pump. Nobody bought in. Another pump. Maybe some people bought in. Goes back to volume, right? Comes back down. Another pump. Oh, what did you just make? Other than a middle finger, you made a head and shoulders. Both these patterns go down. What did you make here? I told you last night, this is going to fall. This is going to be a bearish pattern, whatever it prints, because of the volume. Okay? So what did you make here? You made a double top, right? Let's just take it. You can do conservative estimates. You can do more dramatic estimates. You can take your midline. You got to find the midline. This is kind of I like to use the real bodies. Sometimes I use the wicks. It just depends how it lines up. Again, guys, this is just to give you an idea. So if this broke, you're falling somewhere down here at 37.4, right? From the size of this double top. Now, this can go a bunch of different ways. This can go up, right? You could end up making a head and shoulders out of this, negating one of these tops, making a head and shoulders, testing 39.1. You're going to start making shapes. You're going to start falling down. The alternative to that is, again, they just keep pumping it. But when I showed you that volume, they got to get above 47K. So they're going to pump it from 38 to 47. They could, but is it likely? That's the whole study of TA is probability, right? Is that likely? Will the market turn around if they do that? They have to weigh all these things. Or is it easier to say, hey, we just trapped all this liquidity in shorts. They all got liquidated or stopped out. Let's see what happens. You're going to float here. I said this yesterday, just like over here, right? I would expect that you would think you'd see another baby pump up to the same level, the 40K level, 41K, but that might not even come to fruition. I said that yesterday, right? You may see literally this, like I pointed out to you guys yesterday, the consolidation, the range up here. When we had the 6,000 point pump, we had multiple attempts up here just consolidating. We had a swing pattern failure, cut the Bart Simpson pattern, reclaimed all these candles on this side, made more chop. Do you see the volume, guys? Look at the volume. The volume's always going to rest where the clusters are. So made more chop here, made more chop here, and then continued to dump, guys. Look at that dump. You fell from 41 to 28.7. Okay? Massive, massive dump. That's my prediction for over here, okay? So just be aware of that. You could see more consolidation. You can start making shapes. You can start rolling over. You could see another pump, right? All these things are on the table, but are you buying that pump? That's what it boils down to. Are you opening your wallet, your Velcro wallet if you're Trev? Are you opening your wallet, your purse, or anything like that to buy here? You're making a double top. You have no volume. Look at the volume. You have no volume to move up. So if you're buying here, you're basically saying to yourself, I think the whales are going to pump this to 50K. I think the market's going to return back to normal. I think everybody's going to FOMO in. And I think all the people that left the market, people like including my parents, who I got out of their Ethereum way long ago, they profited off of, are they going to all return and put their money back in the market? That's what you're saying to yourself. Or is the most likely scenario, this is just going to dump like it did in the last swing pattern failure in the trend and end up looking literally identical to the previous swing pattern failure because we were trading in a bear cycle. That's what it boils down to, guys. So that's my prediction. We're making shapes. Like I said yesterday, we're going to roll down. You can see a little pump back up to test the same level. this 40K, 41K level that we had before to see if they can get that FOMO in there, but you have no volume to hold it. The whole thing's falling apart. It's pattern trading, guys. We will have the second bull cycle. The second bull cycle. It's a new bull cycle, but it'll be the second bull cycle when we hit a bottom. That is my prediction. I've been saying since May. I'm one of the few people that's been saying that since May. And let's see if it pans out, because this, I would never long here. I personally would not long here. If anything, like I told you last night, when I see candles, I'm going to look at shorting when I see bearish patterns, and it looks like you're about to break the neckline right now. So guys, watch Bitcoin. You got some supports here, so you don't know how far the drop will get. You might just drop down a little bit. You might drop down a lot. It's all going to depend on the volume. It's going to depend on the buyers. And guys, just watch it, and we'll see what happens, okay? So I will update you when I see some major price movement. Watch for the next video. Oh, by the way, our Discord is free this week, right? It ends Friday. Guys, we got a lot of people in there now. I think we're over 300 people now, plus our 200 plus regular members. Come check out the Discord. It's totally free. See what the value you're getting for the money that you can spend. It's totally free. Full access, Discord exclusives, everything's there. Guys, thanks for supporting the channel. Please like the video. It helps me move up in the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Even if you hate the content, you can message me in the Discord and say, oh, I totally disagree. We can have a discussion. I'm totally open-minded. The Crypto Buddha is always willing to take other people's content, other people's opinions into consideration, and we can agree to disagree. That's life, guys. Talk to you soon.